This episode of the ResortLoop.com podcast is brought to you by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Joffrey's is proud to be the official specialty coffee of Disney. Enjoy drinks and pastries at Joffrey's kiosks throughout the parks and check out the Disney Specialty Coffee Collection only at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, welcome to ResortLoop.com. This is episode 211. I'm your host, Bob Collar. Tim Scott is not with us today because, well, as you can probably tell, I am on the road. And we are on the road to Walt Disney World. Can't wait. By the time you listen to this, we may already be at Walt Disney World. But we're heading down there for the Expedition Everest 5K, the final Expedition Everest 5K, me and my son. And Tim Scott is back at the Resort Loop, the palatial ResortLoop.com studios, holding down the fort for us, taking care of all the technical aspects of the show today. And thank you, Tim, for that. But looking forward to this trip. Very excited. We are driving down to enjoy a very fun but hectic weekend, which, knowing how far I am from Walt Disney World up here in Northeast Ohio, it's going to be a very quick commando weekend. We're arriving at Walt Disney World today and checking in with the runDisney folks, getting all of our runDisney packet and all of that, then checking into Pop Century. And on Saturday, of course, we're going to be running the Expedition Everest 5K. So not quite in shape for that. I wasn't running as much as I should have. But anyway, going to have a good time. My son and I've asked him to slow down so that I can keep up with him. So, but that's kind of the topic of the show. I wanted to go over kind of my experience thus far with the runDisney event. Now, this one might not be typical. I don't know. This being our first runDisney event, and this being the final Expedition Everest 5K, it might be a little atypical of most runDisney events, but I just kind of wanted to share what my experience has been so far. Especially, we've heard over the years, the runDisney events have gotten kind of expensive. And that initial sticker shock when you look at how much the races are, I agree. Initially, it looked like, wow, I'm spending an awful lot compared to what I would normally spend locally for a 5K. But then again, it is Disney, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to run at Disney and run through Animal Kingdom, so I guess it's kind of worth it. But then a couple of days after, let me go back. When I initially booked the runDisney event, the 5K, I thought, well, I better grab a hotel or a resort. So I booked the Pop Century then, using Disney's website, and I got a 30% off discount rate, rack room rate, and was pretty happy with that. I thought, well, that's good. I've saved some money there, and so I was all set to go. Well, then about a week later, I got an email from runDisney that said, if you haven't booked your room yet, we have room discounts available. So I looked into it, and it was actually a bigger discount than the 30% discount that I was getting just through Disney. So I rebooked the room. I got the lower rate, and it was saved me about an extra $100 over the 3 nights that I'm going to stay. So about $30 per night, thereabouts, that I saved rebooking through runDisney. So there was a little bit of a savings. So, that took away a little bit of the sticker shock from the runDisney event. So I was pretty happy about that. And then about a week or so after that, I got another email from Disney, from runDisney, that said, we noticed you don't have tickets yet. So we are offering discounted park tickets. So I looked into that. And they were offering. They had to be park hoppers. They were park hoppers for the for the time that we were there. So I looked into it, and believe it or not, we've all looked. We dig deep and hard to find any kind of resort or park tickets, and you can never find them. Well, in this case, they were actually for two park hoppers, 2-day park hoppers for our length of stay. 2-day park hoppers were going to be $100 cheaper to purchase 2-day park hoppers than off the normal park hopper rate for the two of us. Now that's $50 each, but still, there's another $100 savings on top of the $100 I saved off of the room going through RunDisney. Now again, this is just my experience. I don't know if they typically do this. I'm going to check with our sneakers on the ground, Joe Quattrochi, about this, and we'll get back to you on it. But so far, I'm almost at a wash for just the discounts that I've received with the room and the tickets. Well, then I looked and I thought, well, you know what? If you really look at it, I'm getting to run in the Animal Kingdom at night, which typically the park is not open at night, so there's a little something special. There's some value to that, and there's also a party following the event at Dino Land, so there's some value to that as well. So I kind of looked at it as well. It's very similar to a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. In that there's going to be some rides. I'm going to be able to ride some rides. There's 3 or 4 rides that are going to be open while during the party. So I thought, okay, well, there's some value to that as well. So as I'm looking at this, the price of the RunDisney event has kind of gotten not as expensive as I thought. So I got my packet in the mail from RunDisney with all of my information in it. It also came with 2 mini golf tickets. So we got free mini golf, and I know that's about $15 per person. So there's another $30 savings. And then we also got 2 tickets to Disney Quest. And that I believe those are around $50 each. So there's another $100 savings on top of all of the other savings that we've been able to enjoy by booking all of this through RunDisney and enjoying this event. So what I'm getting at, I guess, is if this is typical of a RunDisney event, and again, we're going to check that and we'll get back to you following the race, and I'll give you more information about the race and how that all went on a future podcast. But looking at this on the surface, again, initially it looked like sticker shock. It was kind of rough booking that far in advance, something that was kind of expensive. But then as the discounts started to roll in, it got less and less expensive, and it looked to be more and more of a value than what it initially looked like. So I'm really looking forward to this. My son's looking forward to it. We're going to have a great time. Like I said, when we get there, we're going to get there on tonight, this afternoon rather, and we're going to pick up our packet from the RunDisney folks as far as all of our bib stuff and all the other stuff, and check out that. And I'll have a complete review over all of that and what that was all about. On Saturday, we're going to, the day of the race, we're actually going to go to the parks before the race. We're going to go, hopefully, to rope drop at Epcot, and we're going to meet up with some loopers, some super loopers down there. So if you're in the parks, look me up. I am going to be tweeting on Saturday and as often as I possibly can where I'm at, what I'm going to be doing. So feel free, if you're following me on Twitter, and you see that you're in the park or you're near where I'm at, feel free. Come on, please. Come up to me, say hello. I might have a a highly coveted ResortLoop.com pin that you might get. So feel free to do that. Also, please follow me on Twitter, because I'm going to attempt a live tweet throughout my trip. Some live tweets throughout the trip. So follow me on Twitter for that. Hopefully I'll be able to give you some heads up as to when those are coming. Saturday night we run the race and that goes into Sunday. Take a look at my Facebook page. You'll see the shirts that my son and I will be wearing, our Run Looper shirts. So if you're running the race, again, come up and say hello as you're passing me, because most people will be passing me. But please come up and say hello. I'd love to hear from Looper Nation while I'm down there. Also, on Sunday is kind of our down day. We're going to spend a lot of time. We're going to play that mini golf, and we're going to enjoy Disney Quest. And so we'll be downtown Disney. Again, I'll be tweeting and letting everybody know where I'm at, what's going on. So follow along with me. And if there's anything you guys want to know about, I'll do my best. I'm going to check out the Polynesian and the new renovations there, and kind of give you an update on what's going on downtown Disney-wise. And I actually have been invited by some Super Loopers to dinner with them at a new restaurant. I guess they got a new restaurant down there. I'm gonna check that out, and I'll let you know what I find out. So that's I guess, Tim. Like I normally say, that's all I've got. So if you'd roll that music, Tim, thank you. We are looking forward to being down there, and I can't wait to meet some folks from Looper Nation. I hope I see a whole bunch of you. And as Tim says at this time, you can follow him on Facebook. He is Tim Resort Loop Scott on Facebook, and Resort Loop Tim on the Twitter. We've got the website, don't forget that, ResortLoop.com. That's where we've got some fantastic... By the way, wanted to throw a special shout out to all of our Looper bloggers out there. You guys are doing a fantastic job. We really appreciate all of that. And some great articles on our website now. Just click on the blog and you can see some fantastic articles from some fantastic writers. And we really appreciate our bloggers on the ResortLoop.com website. So check that out. And you can follow me. Again, follow me on Twitter. I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter, and Resort Loop Bob on Instagram. Don't forget Facebook.com/Resort Loop, where we're going to post a whole bunch of stuff on there, hopefully. And you can listen to us on iTunes, rate us over there as well. You can always listen to us on the Twitter, or the Stitcher, rather. See, Tim always does those ones. The Stitcher, as Tim says, you've been listening to the Gateway to the Magic, and I always say, see you, everybody.
The first Olympic event was foot racing. Therefore, let us briefly analyze the fundamental strides. First, the sprinter. Note the powerful piston-like action of the legs as compared to the long-distance or space-devouring stride of the miler. And then that of the marathon runner, whose effortless, untiring stride carries him for amazing distances.